So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Runnin here, and today it is time for me to bring you another episode of our AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory. I know, I'm sure you guys thought I'd forgotten about it. Well, I hadn't. Ironically, it was in the back of my mind for several days, potentially even a couple of weeks. You guys know the score. Unfortunately, I have been finishing uni recently and perhaps I was a bit naive in my expectations of how sort of regularly I was going to be able to upload this series during that time. As it so happens, I haven't been able to at all, so I massively apologise for that. That is the end now. That's not going to be the case anymore. I feel like I'm saying it all the time, but it is actually true. I'm done with uni. As of yesterday, I finished my final assignment. I've done a dissertation, 2 essays and 2 exams in that time, and lost some hair as well, mainly through stress, I can imagine. Anyway, bearing that all in mind, I realise it's been quite some time, so it's not really fresh in the memory as to what happened in recent episodes. We're in our 2nd season right now in a championship. We played our first 3 games and won all 3 last episode, including a sim, which really shocks me, quite frankly. So, in terms of last episode, though, we made a couple of signings, or quite a few signings, actually, some pretty savvy ones, and we also played 3 games, as I mentioned. This is how the squad is looking at the moment. We brought in Walton, a goalkeeper from Wigan, I believe, Christopher Walton, 69 overall. Dale Fry also came in from Middlesbrough in this transfer window. We've also brought in Harvey Barnes from Leicester on loan, and you can see Rory McKenzie here came in on a pre-contract agreement. But I'm aiming to try and bring in at least 1, potentially even 2 more players in this transfer window to improve the side. And talking of players I'm wanting to bring into the side, I asked you guys last episode which central midfielder I should try and bring into the side to improve the starting 11. At the moment, we're fluctuating between Dean Parrott and Aaron Bolger, but you know, with their best interests at heart, they are only League One quality right now. In the sense of Bolger, he will improve, but he's not good enough right now. I asked you guys to vote for 4 players, or 1 of 4 players, sorry, and this man here, Scott McTominay, came out on top. 50% of you guys actually choosing him ahead of Sam Field, who came 2nd. So if for some reason we can't bring in McTominay, we can try and go for Sam Field, the West Bromwich Albion central mid, who coincidentally is right here. So we'll try and look at him, but hopefully McTominay will agree to join the club. So we met up with Jose Mourinho then in the office of the Manchester United manager to talk McTominay. This is the problem. This is where I was coming from. Look at that wage. That wage is unreal. Absolutely unreal. They want us to pay 60-40, which is fair, really, but I'm going to try and be sneaky and try and go 50-50, but even then, we'd still be paying 18,750. We've tried to be sneaky and go for 50-50. What is Jose saying? He is absolutely fine with that. So, we've agreed a fee in terms of wages then for Scott McTominay, 50-50 in terms of the wage split. Now, hopefully, he will agree to join the club. So whilst we're waiting on that, there'll be a vote in the top right of the screen on a slightly different matter, but it's something that you guys have been talking about a lot in the comment section. I read through the comments of the last episode all those days and weeks ago, and I saw that a lot of you were talking about who I should make captain of the side. At the moment it's Florence, because he just happens to have the captain's armband according to the game, but a lot of you have been suggesting it should be someone like Deji Oshalaja or Lyle Taylor up top. So there'll be a poll for you guys to decide who should be the actual honorary captain of the side, who should actually get that armband on a regular basis. That is my birthday. We've just played QPR and beat them on my birthday, and I didn't even realise. Well, you can see that we've got deadline day to get through in this episode, so we're still in the transfer window, hence we can still make the odd signing here and there. Bolton and Brighton are going to be played in this episode, so Premier League opposition once again, and you'll also probably see another 3 games on top of that in the form of either simmed or played, maybe even 4, maybe even this Blackburn game too. I just said that Brighton would be Premier League opposition. Turns out they were relegated at the end of last season on the games. They're actually a championship side. Now, we haven't yet heard back about Scott McTominay, so we're going to jump into a game, the first game of this episode. It is, however, going to be a simmed one. I hope you guys don't mind that. I usually play the first game. Whatever the circumstance, we simmed a game against QPR last episode away from home and surprisingly won it. I think QPR are a better side than Bolton, so I'll have to see how this one goes, though Sammy Amiobi has missed the penalty in the first minute, so not a great start to the game. I assume Liam Trotter was yellow carded as a result of that one. Also worth noting, apparently we played a game in a sim against a team that had a striker in goal last episode and somehow only won by 1. Well, we're not winning by 1 here. Bolton were briefly, but now it is a draw. Lyle Taylor has equalised into the final 5 minutes of the game where we hold on for the point. Indeed, we do. Brilliant news! It's a phenomenal start to this episode. Scott McTominay has decided that he is actually going to join on loan. I was kind of fearful that he wouldn't, because we've had this with players who are playing for big sides. Even though they're not going to get any game time, they don't want to join us. So I was fearful that was going to happen with McTominay, but he seems absolutely fine to join. So he is going to be entering the side on a 1-year loan. So here he is, the new boy, Scott McTominay, the man in on loan from Manchester United. Only 67 rated. I was actually expecting him to be a little bit better than that, maybe closer to 69 or maybe even 70, but 67 is still an improvement on the side, and hopefully he'll grow pretty well. In terms of versatility, he can also play as a striker, which is extremely helpful. There you can see some of his stats: decent stamina, strength, aggression, and acceleration, short passing, long passing, heading accuracy. So, time for the first play game of today's episode, and we're going to be against Brighton in round 2 of the Carabao Cup. Now, the Carabao Cup is a competition we did very, very well in last season, I believe reaching the quarterfinals despite only being a League One side. Scott McTominay will be making his debut in this one, fresh off the back of coming in on loan from Manchester United. So here we are then, the teams step out onto the pitch. I don't know what the actual strength of this Brighton squad is like, really. I don't know whether they've brought their full strength side to the table. Anyway, let's get into this one. As, of course, is the case when you go missing on YouTube for a couple of weeks. I haven't played this game in a while, so bear with me if I make some stupid errors here and there. This is Rosinia. That's a good ball in. That's a phenomenal ball in, and we're behind after 5 minutes. Well, I did sort of foreshadow it, to be honest with you. I thought maybe this would be a difficult return. Rosinia using superior strength to De Silva Lopez and Dale Fry with some very poor marking, I can't lie to you. The man who's meant to be our wonder kid as far as defenders is concerned, really not tracking young Pascal into De Silva Lopez, who can use some pace to just burn his way down the wing. And that is exactly what he's doing. He's still... De Silva Lopez is still going. This is astonishing from De Silva Lopez, but he's hit the post when the finish was needed. Henrik Bjordal has cleared the ball away. That was far too easy. We started off brightly, so it's a bit of a shame, really, that we find ourselves behind as Kyle there finds Baldock. This is back. Pascal Gross again, blocked by Oshalaja. And it almost fell unbelievably kindly for Baldock. That's down the line wonderfully there for Lyle Taylor, who cuts back. Then finds Andre Dozzell. Still Dozzell. Puts it towards the back post for McKenzie. How have you missed? Oh, Rory McKenzie. How have you done that, lad? Oh, he's volleyed it into the ground and it's gone over the bar. The cameras pan back to McKenzie, but that is a shocking miss. Obviously, we do need to bear in mind the gulf in class here between these two sides. You know, obviously, we're in the same division now, but let's not beat around the bush. We're a team that's just been promoted from League One against a team that's just been relegated from the Premier League. So, although we're in the same division, we're almost 2 leagues apart, realistically. Here's McTominay. We haven't seen too much of in this game, but he's found Rory McKenzie out wide here, who swings back. Good ball into the box for Lyle Taylor, and it gets straight at the goalkeeper. Zorro there trying to find Dozzell down the left-hand side, but Shaleto's got that all day long. Oh, but he's given the ball away here to Andre Dozzell, and it's straight to the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I couldn't really get the ball out of his feet. He was working on his left foot, and Lyle Taylor didn't really work to get in a position for the square, so I had to dedicate quite late to getting the ball out of his feet to strike with the right foot, and it meant he couldn't really open his body up, which is frustrating. But I feel like McTominay's done the simple things well, but I haven't noticed him really contribute to the game. Stevens there, Brighton trying to break us down. Good save though from Walton. Right, get forward, come on. We need something very quickly in this football match, very quickly indeed. Lyle Taylor, such a poor pass. Ball out wide here. Brighton have got the ball to Bjordal, and it's somehow hit the side netting. It should be, well, it shouldn't be 2-0 because we probably should be winning this game by now, but they should have certainly scored a second there. It's the end of the game though. Very, very disappointing performance in the first game back to the series. I can't lie. I wanted to bring you a game that was a bit better than that in terms of scoring goals, but our finishing was very poor. In terms of best ratings for us, De Silva Lopez got that one along with Andre Dozzell. De Silva Lopez was definitely the brightest spark in that first half, but I was very disappointed with our front two. Zorro and Lyle Taylor have almost carried the team at times in this series. Alright, so scouting report has come back. We had a scout in Ghana, apparently. He brought nothing back, spoiler alert. You can see, however, in England, we've got this man here, Ewan Harris. And you can see here, he's a very, very good player. 72 to 94 potential and 55 to 73 overall. Like, he's going to be a player that could actually probably come into the side and play games pretty much straight away, certainly as a backup. So as you can see, we've arrived then at deadline day, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's too much we're going to be able to do on this deadline day. I know we've got 700k. left in terms of budget. That seems like a lot, but we've already done a lot in this transfer window. We've already brought in 5 players, I think, so I don't see the point in doing everything in one window and then doing nothing in January. So we brought in a new Youth Academy player very recently. You can see here, Ewan Harris is a centre-back, which is good. That's one of the positions I would have rather him have been. His potential's gone down slightly, 73 to 93, but his overall is 61. Dave Walker here as well, the Scotsman. Turka Aino was already 18, and then a couple of the other Finnish guys as well. There's some decent potentials knocking around, I can't lie to you, but especially Dave McCall there, who's got 83 to 89. Time for game number 3 then of this episode. It's another simmed one, again in the Championship. I can assure you the next Championship game, which you'll see in a second, will actually be played. 0-0 inside the first 20 minutes here up against Reading. Pretty much our full strength side going into this one. After an hour, it's still 0-0, but then there's this explosion. 2 goals, Corey Evans scoring for Reading and Leonardo da Silva Lopez scoring for us. Is it going to be another draw in a sim? Indeed it is. A little bit of growth then for some of the players here in our side. Florence there, very close now to 69. Lorenzo Visser's already gone up to 64. That was through natural growth, and then Lyle Taylor and Toko still being trained. Talking about growth, worth noting that Leonardo da Silva Lopez, Harvey Barnes, and Scott McTominay all went up an overall at the end of that month. So Barnes and da Silva Lopez are now 72, and McTominay has gone up an overall. He's only played twice for us, and he's gone up by 1. That's a pretty decent ratio. Naturally, of course, we've just exited the transfer window, and that means only one thing. The AI are going to start bidding for our players. I know it makes no sense whatsoever, but the AI in the form of Rotherham United have decided they want to string together a 185k bid for Callum Kennedy. Could have actually done with that in that transfer window. I probably would have bought the striker I was gonna buy if we'd have got that money. To be honest, it's only 25k below his valuation. We're just going to accept it, and hopefully Callum Kennedy will be okay to move off to Rotherham United, who I think are in League One. So as you can see, Callum Kennedy has decided that he is off and he is going to be joining Rotherham United, so he'll be joining that side in January, and we'll be getting the £185,000 that goes along with it. Thank you for your service to Real Life Wimbledon, not our series, you didn't do anything, but thank you to Wimbledon in real life, Callum Kennedy. Game 2 though, in terms of played games, the 4th game overall, and we're still looking for our first win in this episode. 2 draws and an unfortunate loss there against Brighton, as you saw earlier on. We'll be hoping to claim 3 points for the first time now in this one. Away from home against Sheffield United, it is again pretty much the strongest side that we can put out, apart from Roy Carroll comes in. Anyway, time to kick things off. Lyle Taylor, the man from Montserrat, gives it to Joel Azoro. We'll be hoping for a little bit better in terms of link-up play between those guys. Toko's won that in the air, and the tall frame of McTominay chests it down. Harvey Barnes now sees the run being made by Joel Azoro, who cuts back. It's Joel Azoro, but blocked by Basham. Difficult position, though, really, for a free kick for Sheffield United here. In fact, they've gone for the shot. It's a simple one, though, for Roy Carroll, who just rolls it into the path of Harvey Barnes, and we can start a little cheeky counter-attack with Scott McTominay. That's a great ball there into Joel Azoro, who's got some space. It's Joel Azoro, and it's deflected off Basham over the bar. That could have gone anywhere. Interception there from McTominay, who's been a lot better in this game, I can't lie to you. And this now is da Silva Lopez using that pace that he was using so effectively against Brighton. And it's happening again. Da Silva Lopez. Basham again. This Don is mad. What is going on? This guy's heroic. I have to bring him in for us. He's having a monster of a game, is Chris Basham at the back. Lovely interception there from Dale Fry. It's definitely been a story of the defences in this game, I can't lie to you. Lyle Taylor there trying to ping that one over towards Harvey Barnes, and unfortunately Harvey is not going to keep that one in. It was an explosive start to life in the Championship for Lyle Taylor, but I can't help but think he's not really proving to me that he's Championship quality right now. Here's Lyle Taylor again, though, hoping to try and prove me wrong by actually putting in a bit of a performance in this one. Harvey Barnes there's played that one through, though, to Andre Dorzell, and that is the goal we were looking for. A little bit of luck, I can't lie, involved in that one, but Dorzell gets the goal we needed in this episode. Right on the edge of half-time. That is massive, massive relief. He's tried to play a completely different pass, and it's like bounced off the defender. No, sorry, it was Harvey Barnes. He's just prodded it through. Dorzell is clean through, and he just slots it past the goalkeeper. Sheffield United, though, hoping to come forward straight away here with Rubio. That's out wide for Freeman. Ball to the back post. Oshalaja, though, has done really well to deal with that one. This is O'Connell. That's back. Lovely reverse ball to Rubio, and that was very almost a wonderful finish. And the Sheffield United, a attacker, forward, midfielder, who even knows. Pathetic attempt at getting anywhere near it from Roy Carroll. Roy Carroll, unfortunately, he's 41. He's developing severe arthritis in this side. Anyway, we've got a bit of a counter-attack forming here with Lyle Taylor. Still Lyle Taylor. I mean, good work from Harvey Barnes there to win that one back and then find McTominay. This is Dozzell. That's now through towards Joel Azoro. Oh, lovely stuff. Joel Azoro dinks it over the goalkeeper. That is a delightful finish from the Swede. And we're 2-0 up. Oh, that was huge. I like that. I'm a big fan of that goal. Joel Azoro. That was nice. I don't know why. That was just nice. McTominay to Dozzell, then through to Azoro, and he's just lifted it over the keeper. Oh, that's peng. That's actually so peng. It all started as well with some great harassing, basically, from Harvey Barnes down our left-hand side. Oh, Joel Azoro. I'm pretty sure that's illegal in his homeland, isn't it? Finishes like that. That is just shocking. Harvey Barnes, again, has done really well to win the ball back, and he's played the ball again down the line there for Joel Azoro, who cuts inside, ball in towards Lyle Taylor, and he somehow missed. For crying out loud, ladies and gentlemen. This is unbelievable. Poor Lyle Taylor's having an absolute stinker at the moment. Dozzell, Azoro, that's now through to Da Silva Lopez, and that is a shocker of a miss. That was my fault. That one was 100% my fault. I put way too much power on that. And we are going to make the change that I think has been begging to happen all game so far. Lyle Taylor has had one of his worst performances of the series so far. So Lorenzo Vista will come on to replace him. Now Sheffield United coming forward here with Rubio, and oh, that's so stupid. That is so stupid from Deji Oshalaja. It's stupid from me. I don't know why I've pressed B there. There was absolutely no need. The Sheffield United forward was going absolutely nowhere, and we have offered Sheffield United a lifeline in this football match. It's going to be taken here by Rubio. Which direction is he going to go? We dive the right way, but it's a phenomenal penalty. We now go back to that point-blank chance we had with Lyle Taylor and the resulting chance we actually had with Da Silva Lopez, which was my fault, which we should have scored one of those, definitely. We should be 3-0 up, and instead we give away a stupid penalty, and we now find ourselves in a difficult situation, I cannot lie to you. Trotter there with a nice back heel into Da Silva Lopez. Some great interchanging play actually between those two as Da Silva Lopez gets back on it again, turns, there's a man at the back post, it is Harvey Barnes, and it's hit the crossbar. It's Liam Trotter though on the rebound, and it's 3-1. Massive let off there that it fell directly to Liam Trotter after Harvey Barnes hit the underside of the crossbar. It was a great pick out from Da Silva Lopez as Sheffield United started to dedicate loads of bodies forward, straight off the bench. No cold boots for Liam Trotter. Da Silva Lopez, Harvey Barnes is in acres of space over on this left-hand side. He's taken it in his stride here as Harvey Barnes. Lovely cut back, ball to the back post for Lorenzo Vista, and it's Moore with the save. Looking ever more comfortable now in this football match as Da Silva Lopez swings it in for Oshalaja, cleared away though. And that is it. Game done. 3-1 victory. Very solid performance overall from AFC Wimbledon here to beat Sheffield United. No surprise really to see that Andre Dozzell was your man of the match. I think he was very deserving of that one, grabbing a goal and also grabbing an assist in that game as well. But Joel Azoro with a 9.2, and I was very impressed as well with Harvey Barnes, who of course I think technically might have got an assist for the final goal. He got an assist for the first goal certainly, but Scott McTominay as well. Time to sim once again though. We're playing in the Championship again, this time at home against Middlesbrough in a 7:45 kickoff on a lovely Tuesday September evening. Obviously Middlesbrough are a very good side. I'm sure they will have been fighting for promotion in the season that we've just had. Even though we are at home, I would very much take a draw. Braithwaite, a Sombalonga, a Dharma Traore in that side, but that hasn't stopped Da Silva Lopez giving us the lead after just 23 minutes. We're performing very well, surprisingly well in sims, and although a Sombalonga equalised for Middlesbrough, Andre Dozzell has scored again to give us a 2-1 lead, and in the final 10 minutes we're on the verge of beating Middlesbrough. We have beaten Middlesbrough in a sim. Like many people in the comment section, I was quite concerned for how we would do in sim games. I can't lie to you. I'm sort of cherry picking the ones we do, but Middlesbrough's still a very hard game. I would have expected probably to lose this one going into it. So just had a couple of messages suggesting some of our youth players are wanting to jump ship. So we're going to have to offer some of them a senior or professional contract. Logan McDonald here was one of them. Now, the problem is with him, his overall's so low. He's 18, his potential's alright, but his overall is shocking. We are going to promote him, however, anyway, because it doesn't lose us any money, I don't think, so we're going to promote him. Dave McCall we're going to leave there to just grow in the youth academy until he decides that he wants to leave. We've also had Morgan Shaw stewing away in the youth academy for quite some time. I think he's going to start getting impatient soon as well, so going to promote him. Here you can see, the youngsters that we've just promoted. Logan McDonald there, the Scotsman, he's 50 overall. You can see they can play as a left back or a centre-back. If we scroll all the way down, you can also see Kim O'Joel. Unfortunately, doesn't have a face. He's 56 overall. Well, he's got one hell of a generated face, though. He looks incredibly old for a 17-year-old. And you can also see the other new guy is Morgan Shaw here, 58 rated diminutive winger. So it's now time for the final played game of today's episode. It might well be the final game. I might choose to sim one again after this, but we're away from home against familiar opposition, travelling to Ewood Park to face Blackburn Rovers, who we of course battled for the League One title last season. We've also got Lorenzo Visser starting up front instead of the out-of-form Lyle Taylor. I kind of want to test how the Dutchman plays up front, because I feel like his finishing really isn't that bad. One thing to note about Blackburn were they were incredible defensively. That's pretty much the reason they won the league. Their goalkeeper is something else as well, in the shape of Raya, there you can see on the screen. So there's Dozel, incredible back heel into McTominay. Oh my word, that was an incredible start to the game as Azoro tries to get on the end of the cross. I was not expecting that. That was an unbelievable back heel. Bolger bursts forward. This is Dozel. Joel Azoro, oh, brilliant skill there from Joel Azoro to get past his man, but saved by Raya. Falls though to Visser, saved by Raya again. Oh my word. Fair play to the Spanish goalkeeper. I don't know how on earth he's managed to lie on that one to save it. Oh, Visser comes in with a challenge, but it wasn't strong enough. Cleared away, not quite. Walton with the save. Nuttall then fires it across the box. Definitely best chance going to us, but a very good chance as well for Blackburn. Bolger there wrestling with Cadiz. Nuttall's done well. That's an incredible back heel into Dak, and that is a wonderful goal from Blackburn Rovers. It is an unfortunate one as Dak gives them the lead, but that back heel assist was absolutely world class, in fairness. It's what we could have had with Dozel earlier, but McTominay was denied. This has actually picked up an injury, so this experiment with him as a striker isn't going too well. He's picked up a knock, unfortunately, so he might end up having to bring on Lyle Taylor after all. Out wide. Oh, Dak's in acres of space. Walton has done well there. Cleared away instinctively by Oshalarja as well. Here comes Bennett down this left-hand side. Ball in. Oshalarja doesn't deal with it again at the near post. Nuttall is walking all over Oshalarja in terms of aerial aerial challenges, and thankfully Walton is there to save at the near post again. Oh, space there out on this side. It's a poor ball over from McTominay into Barnes. Really wasn't that far ahead of him, but it's still Harvey Barnes, and it's saved by Raya. It's going to fall there to Lyle Taylor. Still Lyle Taylor, saved by Raya again. For crying out loud, that was a great chance there for us to get that goal. It had to be done, unfortunately, from Florence. I don't know if it's a penalty or if it's a free kick. It's a free kick, actually. Florence gets the red card. He had to take one for the team. It's the only way. I mean, they're going to take too long taking it anyway, so it's going to end up being the final action of the game, I would have thought. No, the referee has not blown, somehow. Oshalarja now bursting forward. I don't know how the ref hasn't blown for full time yet. It's Deji Oshalarja. Now over towards De Silva Lopez. Still De Silva Lopez. Great turn from De Silva Lopez in towards Azoro and cleared last ditch by Cadiz. Great defense. In fairness from Blackburn. That is the end of the game. Unfortunately, it is a loss. Blackburn's goalkeeper Raya was very, very good. There's your results then in terms of the ratings. Nothing really much to shout home about. In training though, Florence might be suspended for the next game, but at least he's a 69 rating now. Unfortunately, we'll of course be without him for that game against Sunderland, which is the next one. You won't be seeing that till next time though. As you can see, we're now pretty much done with the episode. It's a disappointing way to end things off there with that defeat against Blackburn, but they are a good side. And we've still had a very good start to the season. You know, we've only lost one game, and being that one there against Blackburn, and we're joint top. In the background now, though, you'll be seeing the Hall of Fame, which holds all the records and accolades for players in this series. So your top goal scorers, top assist makers, most appearances, all that sort of good stuff as well. That'll be changing significantly as the side changes throughout this series, and I'm sure it'll be starting to change towards the end of this season. But now in the top right of the screen, you can also vote for a second time in this episode. We've had the captaincy vote. We've now got the player of the episode vote, which will contain all the players who were pretty good in this episode, and whoever comes out on top will play every single game of the next one. And in that next episode, we'll be jumping out of September and pretty much all the way through October and into November. Probably halfway through November, to be honest with you, we'll be in January in about 3 episodes from now, so maybe even 2. Yeah, 2 episodes from now will be in January, so that's the sort of pace that I'm looking for in this series. I hope you guys are okay with that, and I hope you've enjoyed this video overall. If you have, slap a like on it, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. Really helps me out. out. It's the red button under the video. Naturally, videos will be back and a lot more regular from now on. There'll be lots of other series and videos and stuff returning, not just Wimbledon career, all the one-off videos and what would happen if blank happened. All those sorts of videos will be returning too in the next couple of days. So I hope you guys are psyched for that. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys overall today. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. And goodbye.
Yo, Massappels.
I roll out with some monsters. Looks like your team and you watchers. I do not roll with imposters. Sound like the man in the Oscars. I'm drunk off Henny and Fosters. I have a career, I am jobless. This bitch f me so hard, I might just end up unconscious. I like girls in lingerie, especially if it is crotchless. Bitch, I am the bigger picture. There is no way you can crop us.